The historic Formula 2 series race is about to get underway here at Silverstone. This is going to be a close battle. Matthew Wrigley on the left as you look at it. Miles Griffiths on the right, sharing the front row. Andrew Smith and Tim De Silva on the second row. The race gets underway, and straight away it's Matthew Wrigley trying to take full advantage from that pole position. He's able to do so, moves out to the outside as they head up into Abbey Corner, and the whole field trying to get through safely. Looks as though they are, but Miles Griffiths is battling to hold on to second place.
And it's Andrew Smith who's come through. Yes, Andrew Smith gets second place in the village corner and into the left-hander at the loop. Andrew Smith is now chasing after Matt Wrigley, but I don't think Miles Griffiths has given up, because he's now following Andrew Smith through onto the Wellington Straight.
And a car has gone off at Abbey Corner on the outside into the gravel trap. Hopefully all okay. That was a car further down the field. So great start by Matthew Wrigley, but as you say, Andrew Smith's done well to move up into second place. Griffiths in third, De Silva in fourth, and then Callum Grant's made a couple of places already. Callum's up into 8th position, having started down in 10th. Martin Stretton not gaining, he's actually lost out a little bit. He's gone from 8th down to 11th.
And coming through to the old pit straight into Cops Corner, it's still Matt Wrigley leading from Andrew Smith in second place in the lovely yellow liveried car, in original liveries these cars, as they raced in period, and up over the rise to Maggotts Curve into the very fast Beckett sweepers, and it's still Matt Wrigley leading in the march from Andrew Smith in the slightly older march as they go down onto the hangar straight once again, and this will be to come round to complete the first lap, and 4 cars it is in the lead battle, and the loser really in that one, Ben, is Tim De Silva, because he was fourth and has got down to about 7th.
Safety car, and I think it's because of the car that's gone off at Abbey, so they will have to slow down and they will be guided around by the safety car. Martin Stretton just gained a couple of places on the lap. Hand up just from the race leaders, say, yeah, I see, safety car. It's quite a good indicator to do that. I don't think everyone's seen it yet. No, suddenly now they realise, and sometimes it's good to notify everybody that you've seen the message so that you all back off. The driver is out of the car that's gone off at Abbey. I can just see him from our commentary box actually walking across with the marshals, so he's perfectly safe. I'm not sure who it is, I'm afraid, because we couldn't see the car, and I can't see it now from our angle. It's hidden behind a barrier, so I'm afraid I can't tell you who it is that went off, but hopefully we'll find out in a moment or two who it was, and they're perfectly okay. They're out of the car. It's just a disappointing start to the day for them, so we shall see. It's probably whoever's right down at the back of the field, isn't it, Alistair? So we might be able to work it out in a moment or two.
Yeah, it looks like we've got 3 cars that haven't completed the first lap.
Okay.
And I think it was, I saw 2 go off.
Look, we've got a picture there of one of the cars. Oh, there's a bit of damage into the gravel trap. Looks like there was actually contact, not just a running wide business. So that's a bit of a shame. So it looks like it could be number 94 car involved. Martin Wood.
The one that was in the gravel there looked like Daniel Clayfield's car with 2 wheels, funny wheels, wasn't it? And I just caught it out of the corner of my eye, and it looked like 2 of them just interlocked wheels, one of those things that happens.
Safety car then leading the field around in what is a sprint race. As you can see, there's 16.5 minutes to go, so hopefully they get these cars moved out fairly quickly to get that into some racing. You mentioned that both these cars are marchers with a bit of a time difference. 4 years gap between them. One was built in 1978, that's the lead car, and that is a car that has ground effect inside pods. JCB just went past it now. Pick up the car in a gravel trap, so hopefully they'll get that sorted out very quickly. Yeah, 4-year gap between the 2 leaders here. The first car with ground effect technology that was coming in at that stage, only just beginning to sort of come in Formula 2. Formula 1, it was very, very key at that point with Lotus, of course. But aerodynamically, definitely more grip from the later cars. And the 1974, the yellow car, 1974 car, the aerodynamic side perhaps a little less strong. Didn't win the championship march in 1974. It was actually an Alpine BMW with Jean-Pierre Jabouille who won the title in that year. So it wasn't the best year for March, but I have to say the yellow one here is going pretty effectively, isn't it? in the hands of Andrew Smith. Let's just take a little look back at that start. I'm not sure we're going to see what happened at the back, but it was a good battle up front, particularly good start from Andrew Smith in third place initially, but he went side by side into Abbey Corner and just about managed to hang on. Now, I don't know if we've got anything in the background that will show us. No, we're focused on the leader, understandably, so we didn't quite see who it was or what the clash was into that first corner, into Abbey, that has taken out at least one, maybe a couple of cars, and they are recovering the car right now. Hopefully, if we get a chance, we'll tell you. They are heading back in our direction near the commentary box, so we should be able to tell you which car it is that has definitely ended up in the gravel trap there. Leader still weaving around, keeping a bit of tyre temperature on the leading group as they come up the Hamilton Straight, this area of track named now after Sir Lewis Hamilton, who he's working hard himself this weekend, of course, in Hungary, as he tries to continue the challenge. So it is car number 23 that went off, I gather. Yep, that's Corberg in the March 733. And we're just seeing a confirmation of that. So a great shame to have lost him from the race early on. He's perfectly okay though. We saw him step away, but there is definitely some damage to the car. We can see the lower left rear wishbone is actually hanging off, I can see from our angle. Alistair?
Yes, it's a tangle of wheels, isn't it? It's one of those unfortunate things that can happen in open wheel racing, and one driver just slightly wider than perhaps the other one expected, and they interlock and spun off. There's another car round the corner that we can't see yet that is to be recovered as well. We saw that in the pictures, I think, in the gravel trap. But, the driver walking rather disconsolately towards his car being recovered.
Okay, well, the safety car still controlling the machinery at the moment, and we've got some fantastic cars out here today, and thanks to Alan, the secretary of HSCC, near the back, number 37 orange car is Lincoln Small driving it, but it's ex-Derek Bell car. After here, isn't it? Derek Bell raced that car back in the day, and the number 50 March 712, which is being driven by Paul Mason, March 712, that is an ex-James Hunt car. So, you know, you've got cars with some tremendous history amongst the field here, and it's great to see them. Mason quite a long way down the order, he's down in 33rd place, but it's great to see a car that was raced by James Hunt back in the day running around in this race. And he says watch out for Matthew Watts as well, because he could be putting in a good display in car number 9. Well, Matthew's moved up to 3rd. He qualified in 6th place, so Alan's absolutely right there, Alistair, because Matthew Watts has moved up into 3rd position.
And the safety car lights are out, so we've got a little bit of debris there in one of the gravel traps, but that looks like, oh, that's actually on a runoff area, isn't it? There's just a piece of fiberglass come off one of the cars, so that's presumably will be left where it is. It's actually right in front of us, Ben.
Yeah, on the gravel trap, yes.
Exit of Abbey.
Hopefully that'll be okay. But we are getting ready for a restart now for this historic Formula 2 race. The guy is just weaving around, getting a bit of tyre temperature back. The safety car has come back in, and we're getting ready to go racing again, and absolutely launching it. Matthew Wrigley almost catching everybody else out. Andrew Smith in 2nd place, losing at a few car lengths, and actually he's going to be under some pressure from Miles Griffiths. Well, no, in fact it's Matthew Watts,
yep.
Isn't it?
Yep.
Matthew Watts who's in 3rd place. So Matthew really is on a charge and trying to chase down 2nd place. Great restart, clever restart by Matthew Wrigley up to Formula 1 levels. I think Max Verstappen would have been happy with a restart like that, putting away several car lengths there in these very rapid Formula 2 cars from the 1970s, and 2nd place could become a very close battle between Smith, Watts and Griffiths, because Miles Griffiths is still in the hunt there. He qualified on the front row, has dropped back into 4th place for the moment, but he's not going to give up. Here we go, battle for 2nd, race leader into Brooklands, bit of a gap, but it's close behind.
It is indeed, and some great slipstreaming going on down the Wellington Straight into Brooklands, and a challenge there from Miles Griffiths on the inside of Matthew Watts as they go through Luffield out onto the old Woodcote corner and the old pit straight there, and Andrew Smith not losing touch. In fact, I think he's closing in on the leader, Matt Wrigley, as they come down towards Cops Corner, the blindingly fast right-hander.
Top four are pulling away a little bit, but Martin Stretton's had a good restart. He's made up several places. He's gone up to 7th place after what was originally a bit of a disappointing first lap. The green flag just indicating to everybody, get out there and race, which is exactly what they're doing, and racing very hard indeed, with Matthew Wrigley still in control, the man who started from pole. And for now, Andrew Smith has managed to hold on to 2nd place with Matthew Watts in 3rd place, but this foursome are very, very close indeed, and it could go any way. Rob Weldon is next up. He's in 5th place, but there's a bit of a gap back to Weldon, then De Silva and Martin Stretton.
Actually, Tim De Silva's got ahead of Weldon and gone into 5th place,
right.
So a good move from him after what was a fairly poor start. But the leader's now coming into Club Corner through the fast left, the historic Club Corner, much faster than the Grand Prix Club Corner, and through the right-hander and out onto the Hamilton Straight once again. These 4 cars absolutely in the battle for the lead, aren't they?
They are, and in fact now that he lost a bit of time, didn't he, on the restart, did Andrew Smith, but now he's really picked up the pace again and is chasing down. And look, he set fastest lap, so the yellow car, 2nd place, that has, he's ever so quick. That was a bit too quick into Village almost, lost a bit of time, but very, very brave on the late brakes there. Andrew Smith chasing down Matt Wrigley. Matt Wrigley is still our race leader, from Smith in 2nd place. Matthew Watts in 3rd position. And he's being chased all the time by Miles Griffiths, the front row car number 19 there, still putting the pressure on, the Ralt RT1. So we've got a Ralt in amongst the marches at the moment. And then De Silva up there, he's moved up well, currently in 5th place in car number 3. Weldon, Dwyer and Stretton, Don and Charteris completing the top 10 for now. Callum Grant down in 12th place, Mark Hazel in 13th.
And it looks to me as though Andrew Smith has a little bit more speed in the corners than the leader Matt Wrigley. That's where he seems to be able to brake later and close up a little bit on the leader and get into the fast sweeps. And Matt Wrigley seems to have a slight advantage. Now into Beckett's. This must be really focusing the mind of these 4 drivers. The fabulous Beckett sweepers as they come through the last element, the right-hander which leads out towards Chapel Curve and onto the Hanger Straight. Miles Griffiths there bringing up the tail end of this group of 4 for the lead, and Matt Wrigley now feels he needs to move around a little bit on the track there, trying to break the toe of Andrew Smith behind into Stowe Corner.
It is great the way they run these cars in their original livery. It's absolutely beautifully done, and there's the Ralt white, that one, but some great colour schemes going on, but it's good racing too as Wrigley continues to control the lead. Just learnt that Cor Berg, who we saw end up in the gravel trap, great disappointment. He's made his way from Denmark to join the series. He spent a number of years restoring that car, so very bit disappointing that he's ended up out of the race, but he's okay, that's the main thing. I'm sure he'll be back. Martin Stretton is the back of this little group. He's attacking hard.
Yes, absolutely, Martin Stretton after that rather poor start for Martin, and he's managed to make his way up onto the back of the group, battling for 5th place, led at the moment by Tim De Silva, with Rob Weldon, then Martin Stretton at the back here. You can see in the much older car, but as you said earlier, this has had the 2-litre engine fitted, so it's got the same sort of engine as the car ahead, but much, much earlier aerodynamics. And Martin Stretton makes a move down the Wellington Straight and gets through. Martin Stretton moves up into 6th place.
Yeah, very experienced racer, done a lot of historic Formula 1 racing over the years, always incredibly rapid. Can get into anything and be fast. You can see how twitchy the car is, how much it's moving around, how little downforce it has compared to some. There's a yellow flag there. Somebody has gone off. I don't know who has gone off. Could be from further down the grid. Didn't actually see it. But Martin Stretton is now putting pressure on Rob Weldon as well, isn't he?
Absolutely, on Tim De Silva.
Tim De Silva,
yeah.
Past Rob Weldon. Tim De Silva next up, the number 3 car. So he's putting pressure on that as Matt Wrigley sets a new fastest lap, 1:57 now, 0.2. The race leader trying to open up the advantage, but this is a really close battle between Tim and Martin Stretton. Let's see how this goes. And then it's still close between the top 2. Look at that. Smith getting even closer to Matt Wrigley as they head down towards Stowe Corner. And right in the slipstream, not able to get a toe to draw alongside, right, following closely, and how the tyres batters continue. We've only got 5.5 minutes, so there's not a lot of time. He's got to go for it.
Absolutely he has, yes, as they go into club corner. And this is where I think he's much quicker than the leader. He just seems to be able to take the car through the tighter sections of the circuit a little bit quicker, out onto the Hamilton Straight now, up towards Abbey and Farm, the fast right and left, and they go through, but Andrew Smith not in a position to challenge here. But watch now as he's much later on the brakes, closes right up towards the leader Matt Wrigley, comes almost under the rear wing, then the short run up to the left-hander at the loop, closes up again, and now out through Aintree.
And Martin has moved up into 5th. He's got past the Silver, so Martin's threatened, but it's a bit of a gap between 4th and 5th. Whether Martin's going to, I don't think he's really going to be able to close that gap, but he's got to the head of the next group. We are still back with the leaders here, though. Who is going to win this race? It's a feisty battle between these two. The 1978 car, suitably enough, with number 78 on the rear wing end plate, and then the number 77 car, that's actually from 1974. Both the March Formula 2 cars of their particular era, and in 1978 it was Bruno Giacomelli who dominated the European Formula 2 Championship. He had 8 wins that year, so it was a stunning title win. He won by 30 points with Mark Sura, who also raced in March that year, and Derek Daly was a Formula 2 front runner in a Chevron. But we've got our own battle on our hands here.
And a fabulous battle it is too, as they go through the Beckett sweepers, and it's still Matt Wrigley leading from Andrew Smith in second place. Andrew Smith, this section of the circuit perhaps not the best for him, the fast hanger straight, it's the fastest part of the Silverstone circuit, and has been for many years as they come down towards Stowe Corner, and Andrew Smith not able to challenge there. But now we're coming through Stowe and then dip down into the Vale and then into Club, and that's where Andrew Smith closes up again. Meantime, behind, it's still a great battle for third place, isn't it, between Miles Griffiths and Matt Watts.
Yeah, in fact, Griffiths hit back into that third place, so that is going well. Watts has just dropped back a little bit again after a really strong push earlier on. The leaders lapping at that marker, and still with 3.5 minutes to go, so the next time they come around they'll start their final lap, but a little bit of time still left for Smith to keep the pressure on. He is keeping the pressure on. He goes really late on the brakes, and they come into Village Corner side by side. Oh, he's going to get the inside line into the left-hander of the loop. He's taking the lead. Andrew Smith has taken the lead. Bart Wrigley's coming back. Matt Wrigley's got the inside line as they come through Aintree, and he retakes it once more. What a fight!
Absolutely brilliant, and they both give each other plenty of racing room, and they come down towards the left-hander at Brooklands, but look who's caught them. Miles Griffiths is now right on the lead battle, so we've got 3 cars for the lead. It's Matt Wrigley, it's Andrew Smith, and then it's Miles Griffiths. Miles Griffiths going for the inside on Andrew Smith through Luffield.
Wow, yeah, he's taken that inside line. I thought they might touch. Oh, into the gravel trap. What a shame. Oh, I don't want to see that. Smith gets run wide there. Just give each other space, guys, because it's such a good race. We want to see this go all the way. Race leader still Matt Wrigley, but I have to say Griffiths is really on the case at the moment. He seemed to struggle initially, but he set past his lap, and he is now chasing our race leader.
Absolutely brilliant drive from Miles Griffiths. Just such a shame for Andrew Smith to just get pushed out into the gravel a little bit there, but the leader's coming through Beckett's. They're coming down to start the last lap. We've got a whole more lap of this, Ben. Absolutely fabulous race as Miles Griffiths, and we have a red flag.
Yeah, we have a red flag. We can see it from our commentary position. It's just come up on screen now. I don't know. Oh, number 31 car has gone off. What a shame. That's going to spoil the end of this race, I believe. That's Rob Wainwright's Crosley. It's ended up in the gravel on the exit of Club. He's out of the car, but of course it's in a very dangerous position. They've had to red flag it. You cannot leave the car there and continue the race, and I'm afraid that will be the end, and it means a well-earned victory by Matt Wrigley, but I'm just a little disappointed because we had such a battle. I'd love to have seen that go all the way to the checkered flag.
That was an absolutely classic Formula 2 race, wasn't it? Fast, furious, well-driven, and I feel sorry for Andrew Smith actually, because he really was right there. And here's our incident with Rob Wainwright, just spun into the gravel, lost it coming through the old Woodcut corner. A scary place to lose the car actually.
Very disappointing. Well, it's actually out of Club corner.
Sorry, yes, yes.
Across the just before the start-finish line. Yeah. But sadly, he's out, and it has ended the race.
What an absolutely fantastic race. They did not make that easy, did they? No, definitely did not make that easy, and I think I probably looked at slightly that red flag. When I saw Miles in the mirrors, I thought it was going to be bloody hard work for the last few laps, but it's how it goes, and that's sort of kept it clean, but didn't drive that tidily for the first couple of laps, but it is what it is. It's great to be up here.
Miles, I've got to ask, you suddenly seem to find a lot more pace at the end there. What happened?
Just a bit of sleep at the start, really, and then just following these guys. Didn't do any laps on Thursday, so first dry laps for today, so took a while to get going.
You probably wished you had another lap.
Yeah, I would have definitely had a crack, but we'll see what happens tomorrow.
And finally, Andrew, what a few corners for you. You went from first to third. What a gut-wrenching end.
Yeah, it was second to first, down to second, then back down to third. But yeah, that was an exciting last lap, definitely.
Well done to all of you. Congratulations.
Cheers, thank you.